Hey guys, so welcome to our last video of the day. If you have not watched the other videos yet, early today I posted about a REIT declaring dividends. It's also in this channel. You can watch the video prior to this, or I can put it in the link below. Then, second video in my first channel, we did a deep dive on the fundamentals of PLDT. We also did a deep dive on the technicals, and we showed you snippets of their second quarter disclosures as well. Now, for this video, I want to talk about Agri-Nurture. As you all know, when they disclosed the GDP, one of the sectors that somehow, some way grew and outperformed and did better against the other sectors in the country was agriculture. And Agri-Nurture is right smack in the middle of agriculture. And as you can see in the title, uh, their earnings for the first half, for the first quarter of the year is relatively good, better than companies that have lost money, better than companies that their earnings significantly dropped. So I want to go and run through bits and pieces of their earnings. Then we're going to go through the charts. But before that, my name's Marvin Gurmo. I'm a stock market trader and investor, and I've been investing in the markets for more than a decade now. And the whole goal, the whole narrative on why I create daily videos is I just want to educate as much Filipinos as possible, give it in a way that is about strategy, principle, just the data, so that you can digest it. But at the end of the day, you analyze it and you study it and decide it on your own. This channel is not about giving you fish, but teaching you how to fish on your own. And that's the whole crux of it. This is never about get rich quick. It's about learning and enjoying the process of building wealth using the stock market. It's about get rich right. And I still believe that even in the midst of the pandemic, there's still money to be made, that we are still sitting in one of the greatest eras to be alive. And the fact that you are watching this, that's the essence of doing everything online, that when everyone can't go out, you as a stock trader and investor have the ability to leverage the internet to help you make money. Now, I want to go through a couple of things. Number one, sales. Their sales were relatively lower for the first half. 2019 first half sales was at 2.4 billion, but for this year it decreased by around 25% to 1.8 billion. For last year, second quarter sales was around 1.2 billion. For this year, it's at 965.6 million pesos. Please do note that this is measuring the second quarter. When we talk about lockdowns, it's not just the Philippines that's in a lockdown. At that particular point in time, China was just about to reopen at the first part of April. Then majority of the world, developed markets, emerging markets, the US, they've started to put stricter lockdown measures at that time. So here's the thing. As markets started to open, April, May, June, July, and for this second quarter, it's measuring April, May, and June. They've started to also see bits and pieces of exports to get better to China and also to the US. Remember the video about Axelome where they would export coconut water. Agrinurture is also doing the same thing, but they have other products as well, like sparkling juices, etc. But as more and more countries around the world start to reopen, I think that's where we will see sales continue to improve. Now, Agri-Nurtures net income is around 357 million for the first half of the year. This is up by 404% compared to 70.7 million a year ago. For Q2, its income grew by 325 million, up 25.7%. One thing to note though, that this is also contributed that to them owning Big Chill. Big Chill contributed around 281.25 million by increasing the valuation of Big Chill. And I'm not sure if I posted a video about this, but there's plans to put Big Chill and have an IPO, but not in the Philippines, most likely outside our shores. Now, that being said, let's look at the charts, and I hope that you are learning from this, and I hope that this is something that's adding content and value to all of you. If it does, appreciate it. By the way, if you can hit the like button And I don't know if you guys have any questions on this, please put it in the comment section, because it's really nice also, before I go to the charts, to see companies that are connected to agriculture to do better. Uh, that's one thing, Sandra, that can stimulate the economy. And I haven't mentioned this, that during the lockdown, during the second quarter, one of the things that increased was basically their local distribution. As like me, I barely left the house over the past few days, since I barely, or the past 5 months. So since I barely left the house, that means that most of the food that I've been eating are mostly stuff that I've been buying from groceries. And their local distribution increased because of people like us that are staying at home. And as you all know, I've been saying this in a lot of videos, that there's a shift in terms of how people spend. Before, it used to be going out, eating out, traveling out, buying this, buying that. But now the budget that should have been for suits, those expensive watches, those expensive perfumes, those expensive shoes that travel to whatever country, it's now on stuff that are making them feel better at home, or food that can be cooked at home. And that's why 199% spike in their local distribution, which went up from 62.15 million pesos a year ago to 185.87 million pesos to date, or for the second quarter at least of the year. So now let's look at the charts. So I'll try to zoom in the bigger chart there. So as you can see, this was around 2016. Agri-Nurture had a very, very large move up. So this large move up, this large uptrend ended after the breakage of this very, very long movement. The movement, if you'll try to let me project it, ended somewhere around 2019. I just wanted to point out also that if you zoom out further, Agri-Nurture is still far from its price before. And if you notice it also, one of the reasons that it pushed down was it hit this long-term resistance. This was a resistance from the 2010 level. So as you can see here, it's very, very evident that this long and strong resistance is what blocked Agri-Nurture at this time. So after the large push up, we're now seeing it on a downward stride, downward movement. I remember this one. This was around more than a decade ago. We saw Agri-Nurture push up above the 30 plus level, retrace, and from that time it has not gone back up. So let's continue. So as I start to zoom in again, you will see this. After this massive uptrend was broken, for those who attended our Stock Smart sessions, you know what I always say: when a trend is broken, a new trend will actually start to form. And if you look at this very well, this is where Agri-Nurture is forming highs that are decreasing, higher lows. What does higher lows tell you? Higher lows tell you that the stock is reversing from an uptrend into a downtrend. And it also got confirmed after this support level from the 13.75 area got broken. And for those who love using chart patterns, I'm not a big fan of chart patterns. I'm a more of a support and resistance guy. If you'll see this very, very well, this is a descending triangle. It's a very, very bearish pattern. After it broke this boom, it started to go down. And if you also look at it, everything is confirmed by this large 200-day moving average that's pointing that the stock is still pretty much bearish, with still some sort and some semblance of momentum headed down. Anyways, so for position traders, Agri-Nurture, as of this point in time, while I'm making this video, is at August 2020, is still, from a position trading standpoint, on a downtrend. Now, if you're a quick trader, allow me to plot this and this and this and this as your tradable range. That being said, Agri-Nurture right now, while we're filming this video, is close to the resistance at 8.12. That being said, if Agri-Nurture fails to break out from the 8.12 range, let me just zero in on that. If it fails to break out of the 8.12 range, possible narrative is we could possibly see it retrace back to the 6.97, or at least the 7 peso level. So for those who bought and are in it for quick trading, this is already around a 15% profit for you, for those who bought at the 7 peso level. So 7 support, resistance 8.12, or to be specific, 6.97, 8.12. Now, if it breaks out, narrative will be from 8.12, we could possibly see Agrinurture go to around 9 pesos per share. And if you own the stock, it breaks out, hold, no need to sell yet. It's under the condition that it breaks out from 8.12. But if it fails to hold the 8.12 level, possible narrative also is it just goes back and goes to around 6.97 slash 7 pesos per share. It's a trigger also for you to take profits. So again, just to segment everything, if you have cash, if it fails to break out the 8.12 level, might as well wait until 7 and then you buy there and then set your targets for 8.12. If it breaks out from 8.12 and then solidifies itself at 8.12, that 8.12 is a legit support, then you could also add to that, but make sure to cut if it falls below that level. Set your target at 9. So that's basically it. Now, if you own the stock, if it breaks out, of course, that's what I've mentioned, hold. If it does not break out, it would be a good time also for you to take profits. And I'll just say this over and over. The goal and the name of the game here, if you are a trader, is not to be emotional, not to be hopeful, because hope is not a strategy. Hope is important in real life. Hope is important when uh, you're expecting things, but you also need to create a strategy if you're trading the markets. Because the reason why I'm saying that, when people ask me, ano stock magandang bilhin, tatanungin ko ano plan nila, they would always say that, ay hindi, gusto ko siya umabot ng 10, gusto ko siya umabot ng 100. That's wishful thinking. All of us want that. But you need to define what your parameters are. What if hindi umabot ng 10? What if it goes lower? What if hanggang 8 lang siya? You need to set what areas you're supposed to take profits. You need to set what areas you're supposed to cut your losses also if the trades don't go your way. If you're a long-term investor, as long as the fundamentals are massively intact, it doesn't matter. You have to follow what the fundamentals are saying, and you have to follow what the plans that you have written out. And what works for me may not also work for you. We all have different strategies attached to it. So there, I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope this is something that helped you. So if you want to check the videos I posted today, guys, 3 videos. And the reason why I get to do that is because of this second channel. This one, videos here are not edited, and I get to do it. I just get to do it on the fly. I get to share my ideas, my thoughts to all of you. So, first video, A-REIT declaring dividends. It came out 12 noon, somewhere around that, or around 1 a.m. yata, or 2 p.m. kanina. Then, PLDT, we talked about the technicals and the fundamentals of PLDT in my first channel, Marvin Germo. Then, this third video. Comment below if you like this format, also raw technical analysis. And if you want to know more about this, what's Marvin talking about? What's this whole technical analysis, fundamental analysis thing? 5 books in the description below, available via Shopee throughout the whole Philippines or wherever Shopee has coverage. Then 2 online courses talking about the basics of the market. One Tagalog course with Chinkee Tan, then one English course with Sean Si. Along with Sean Si talking about entrepreneurship. Then for those who want to invest in US markets, we have also links below for eToro. It allows you to invest and buy Facebook stock for less than 50 US dollars only. So every stock that you want that's prevalent and big in the US, from Amazon to Google to Netflix to Zoom, is all available via eToro. Then a lot of you have been asking, no, how do I make sure my trades are relatively secure, especially if you're banking and doing a lot of online transactions? I just connect via NordVPN. Link is down below for those who want to use that also. But it helps, especially if you're connecting to different, I don't know, different data packages, different Wi-Fi's, or lalo na for me, there was a point that I would travel 60 times a year, 60 flights a year, and I didn't know where I was connecting. I didn't know the security of the Wi-Fi's on airports and stuff, and that's why I needed it. So there. Comment below if you have questions on Agri-Nurture from the fundamentals and technicals. If you have any other questions, just put them in the comment section, and I'm gonna make videos for you based on that. And aside from that, if you have something very, very personal, and I've seen a lot of people ask it, and tapos yung mga questions pa nila, puro guiding light yung start. Grabe naman kayo, please. Natatawa talaga sa tumatawag ng guiding light. But you can slide a DM via Instagram. And yeah, I'm going to try to answer as much of those questions as possible. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo in my second channel, I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.